If you've ever thought, I'll just check my bag when I get to the airport, this is where people are getting caught right now. A lot of airlines have tightened the checked bag drop window, and once that cutoff hits, the system can lock you out, even if you're standing at the counter. In this video, I'll break down the new checked bag rule that's surprising travelers, what it really means in real airports, and the simple moves that save you time, money, and stress, like when to prepay, which line to use, and the items you should never leave in a checked suitcase. Number 1. The 45-minute lockout. The rule that's tripping people up right now is simple. The airline can stop accepting checked bags earlier than you think, and the system can hard lock you out. A lot of travelers still believe, as long as I'm at the airport before the flight, I'm fine. That's not how checked bags work anymore. Think of 3 different clocks running at once: the check-in cutoff, the baggage acceptance cutoff, and the be at the gate cutoff. Your app might show boarding time and it feels like you still have a cushion, but the baggage cutoff is tied to your scheduled departure time, and missing it can instantly turn into a rebooking problem. For many U.S. domestic flights with checked bags, that cutoff is 45 minutes. Delta spells it out. For most airports, if you're checking a bag on a domestic flight, it has to be accepted at least 45 minutes before departure, and they list airports that require more time. Some places are stricter. Their exceptions include airports where domestic checked bags cut off at 60 minutes, like JFK, and some routes that require 90 minutes, like St. Thomas. Delta also notes another surprise rule people miss. Checked bags won't be accepted more than 6 hours before departure, so arriving extremely early doesn't always help.
United made the 45 minutes means 45 minutes idea even stricter in 2025 by moving domestic check-in to at least 45 minutes before departure for everyone, even if you only have carry-ons. That change killed the whole "I'll show up 35 minutes before, run through security, and still make it" plan. American has been at 45 minutes for domestic check-in and 60 minutes for many international flights, and JetBlue publishes domestic bag drop windows that can range from 45 to 60 minutes, depending on the airport. The practical move is to treat that 45-minute cutoff as the absolute last line, not your goal. If you're checking a bag, aim to be at the bag drop about an hour before departure for a smaller airport, and closer to 75 to 90 minutes for bigger hubs or busy travel days, especially on holidays. For international flights, 2 to 3 hours is still a realistic target because the bag drop cutoff is usually earlier and document checks take time. And here's the hidden problem. Even if a human agent wants to help you, the computer may stop printing bag tags after the cutoff, so the "just one more bag" request can become impossible once that timer hits 0. That's why the next few rules matter so much.
Number 2, bag fees moved again. The second shock for travelers is money. Checked bags are rarely included by default, and the price can jump depending on when and how you pay. Southwest used to be the one big U.S. airline where bags fly free was basically a guarantee, but that changed. Starting May 28, 2025, Southwest began charging for checked bags on many fares: $35 for the first checked bag and $45 for the second, with free bags still available for certain higher fares and some loyalty or credit card benefits. On the legacy airlines, the headline number you see online is often the cheaper pay-ahead price. American's current domestic-style pricing shows this clearly. The first checked bag is $35 if you pay online, but $40 if you pay at the airport. And for tickets issued on or after February 18, 2026, the second checked bag is $45 online or $50 at the airport. United's typical domestic pricing has followed the same pattern on many routes. About $35 if you prepay, and $40 at the airport for the first checked bag, then $45 prepaid or $50 at the airport for the second. Delta lists common domestic fees as $35 for the first standard checked bag and $45 for the second each way for most Delta Main and Delta Comfort customers without status or a co-branded card. Those numbers add up fast on a round trip, and they're a big reason U.S. airlines bring in billions from baggage fees every year. The hack isn't secret at all. Pay for bags in advance when you can, because the airport price is often the highest. Also, watch out for what I call the bundle pressure. During booking, airlines push packages that include a checked bag plus seat selection, early boarding, or other perks. Sometimes it's worth it, but a lot of the time, you're paying for extras you don't actually need. The clean way to compare is to price it two ways: ticket plus bag only, then ticket plus bundle. If the bundle is only a few dollars more and you want the seat, fine.
If it's a big jump and you don't care, skip it. One more reason to double-check fees before you hit buy. The rules around how clearly airlines must show extra fees during booking have been in and out of court, so you still can't count on every site making bag costs obvious up front. And don't assume international automatically means a free bag. Many short-haul international routes price baggage more like domestic flights, so you still need to check your specific fare rules before you pack. Number 3. The self-service bag drop. Airlines have quietly redesigned the checked bag process to get people out of full-service lines and into faster tag-it-yourself lanes. Once you see it, it makes sense. The airline wants you checked in on the app, bags prepaid, and your tag printed at a kiosk. American calls theirs express bag tags. You check in the app or online, select and pay for your bags, then scan your boarding pass at a kiosk to print bag tags, tag your suitcase, and walk it to bag drop. In early 2026, American also rolled out more digital baggage options, like letting customers add up to 3 checked bags when booking, and automatic refunds for eligible prepaid bag purchases if a trip changes or gets canceled. And they've been adding new bag kiosks at more airports. American says they installed about 100 new bag kiosks across 16 airports in the past year. Delta is doing the same plan ahead, move faster strategy with expedited bag drop options for app users at certain airports, so you can print tags and drop your bags with less waiting if you've already checked in digitally. The airport's secret here is that the fastest line is usually not the shortest looking line. It's the correct line for the process you've already completed. If you haven't checked in, haven't paid for bags, or have a passport or visa check, you may need the full service desk. If you have checked in and paid, look for signage that says bag drop, tag and drop, or app bag drop. Another small time saver. Print your tag before you commit to a long line, because some kiosks stop printing right at the cutoff, even if you're physically standing there. After the tag prints, take a quick photo of the tag number and the destination code before you wrap it around the handle. If anything goes wrong, that photo is the fastest way to prove where the bag was supposed to go. Also, remove old barcodes and tags. Bag scanners read whatever they see, and you don't want an old sticker creating confusion. If you're using curbside check-in, remember it can have earlier cutoffs than the indoor counter, and some airports or airlines treat it as a convenience option, not a guaranteed service. So it's great when it's open, but don't plan your entire timing around it. Number 4. Weight and size traps. Even when you're on time and you've paid the fee, your bag can still get rejected or hit with a painful extra charge if it's too heavy or too big.
The most common standard limit across many airlines is 50 pounds, or 23 kilograms, for economy and standard checked bags. Delta's common fee rules use that exact 50-pound standard for the first and second checked bag. And they also list the classic size rule. Your bag can't exceed 62 inches when you add length plus width plus height. Go over the weight or size limit, and you can trigger overweight or oversized fees that feel wildly out of proportion, because airlines know you don't have many options at the counter. The simple way to avoid the surprise is to weigh your bag at home. A small luggage scale is cheap, but even a normal bathroom scale works. Weigh yourself, then weigh yourself holding the bag and subtract. If you're right on the edge, don't gamble. Airport scales can read slightly differently, and a bag that's 49.5 at home can hit 50.5 at the counter. If your bag is heavy because of one or two dense items, move those into your personal item or carry-on if they're allowed there. Another packing tip that sounds basic but works: leave a little breathing room. An overstuffed bag is more likely to pop open or get stressed when it's handled, and it's also harder to repack if security inspects it. For liquids and anything that can leak, double bag it. Pressure changes and rough handling can turn a small spill into a full suitcase cleanup. And if you're checking something fragile, don't rely on a fragile sticker as protection. Use padding and keep breakables away from the edges of the suitcase. The airport secret version of this is that baggage systems are built for speed, not gentleness. So your bag should be built like it's going to be stacked, slid, and bumped, because it is. Number 5. Connections and customs handoffs.
The next surprise happens mid-trip. Your checked bag doesn't always follow you automatically through a connection, especially on international itineraries. In the US, a very common setup is first point of entry rules. You land in the US, pick up your checked bag, clear customs with it, and then recheck it for your next flight. Travelers miss this step because they assume the bag will be checked through like a domestic connection. The easiest way to avoid confusion is to ask one specific question when you hand over your suitcase. Is this checked all the way to my final destination, or do I need to pick it up and recheck it on the way? The agent can see the routing and tell you what to expect. Also, look at your bag tag. If it shows the airport code for your final destination, that's a good sign, but it still doesn't guarantee you won't have to physically claim it for customs on some routes. What's changing now is that a few airports and airlines are testing smoother handoffs on certain routes. Delta has described programs at Atlanta where customers arriving from specific international airports on select flights can head straight to their connecting gate without reclaiming and rechecking bags, saving time. But it's limited, and it depends on the exact flight and eligibility, so don't assume it applies to you. Treat it as a bonus if it happens, and follow the signs and staff instructions in the airport. Another connection tip: if you're on separate tickets, like you booked one flight to your connecting city, then a second flight onward, airlines usually won't transfer checked bags between those bookings. That means you need enough time to claim, exit, and recheck, and sometimes you may even need to change terminals. That's where checked baggage turns into a timing problem, not just a packing problem. Number 6. The battery rule. This is the part that causes the most searches, delays, and confiscations. Lithium batteries. The FAA's rule is clear. Spare lithium batteries, which includes power banks and battery charging cases, must be in carry-on baggage only. They're not allowed in checked baggage, because if a battery overheats, the safest place to deal with it is in the cabin where crew can respond. TSA guidance lines up with that. Power banks and spare lithium batteries are a no for checked bags,
And electronic cigarettes and vaping devices are also not allowed in checked baggage. So if you do one thing differently before your next flight, do this. Remove loose batteries, power banks, and vapes from the suitcase you plan to check. Put them in your carry-on and protect the battery terminals so they can't short out. A battery case is ideal, but even taping the terminals or separating them in individual pouches works. Also remember the gate check trap. If your carry-on gets checked at the gate because overhead space runs out, spare lithium batteries and power banks still have to stay with you in the cabin, so keep them in a pocket you can quickly pull out. There's also a smart luggage catch that surprises people. If your suitcase has a built-in battery for tracking, weighing, charging, or motorized wheels, the FAA says it generally needs to be carried on unless the battery is removed, and some airlines won't accept smart bags at all if the battery can't come out. Devices with installed lithium batteries, like a laptop, are often allowed in checked baggage under general rules, but it's still smarter to keep expensive electronics with you when possible, because checked bags can be delayed and they take hits. Another detail people miss. Checked bags are screened even when you're not standing there. If the scan shows something suspicious, the bag can be opened for inspection, and it may not get repacked the way you packed it. Packing neatly, keeping chargers together, and avoiding a tangled electronics pile reduces the odds that your bag looks weird on the scanner. And if you're flying internationally, remember that allowed by TSA isn't the same as allowed by every airline worldwide. The safest play is to follow the strictest common rule. Spare batteries and power banks in carry-on only, never checked, and check your airline if you're traveling with smart luggage. Number 7. Make checked bags low risk. At this point, the goal is simple. Make your checked bag boring, predictable, and easy to recover if something goes wrong. Start by keeping the essentials out of it. If you absolutely need it in the first 24 hours of your trip, medication, key documents, a charger you can't replace, one change of clothes, that belongs in your carry-on or personal item. For the checked bag itself, use a clear name tag on the outside and a second ID card on the inside, because exterior tags can get torn off. Take a quick photo of the suitcase before you hand it over. If it arrives scuffed, or it doesn't arrive at all, that photo helps with the claim. When you get your bag tag receipt, keep it handy or screenshot it. The tag number is how airlines track the bag through their system. Many airlines also show bag tracking updates inside their apps, so it's worth turning on notifications for your trip. If your bag is delayed, report it before you leave the baggage area, because that's usually the fastest path to start a trace. If you want a lock, use a TSA-recognized lock, so security can open it if needed. Just treat it as a deterrent, not a guarantee. And keep your bag easy to spot without making it look valuable. A simple strap or bright handle wrap helps you identify it quickly on the carousel, and it reduces the chance someone grabs it by mistake. The big airport secret is that most checked bag headaches come from 3 things you can control: timing, batteries, and weight.
If you handle those 3, the rest of the system usually works the way it's supposed to.